Well, good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome back to FTRL. We are here tonight for the penultimate round of the Division 2 Championship here in Monza. And just before we start and get into all of the nitty-gritty for this race this evening, I just want to say that Raver's Revenge, Chicken Guy, Cress, Matt Cors, Bendel, Goy Carp and Preheated Oven. This will be their last race in FTRL today, for reasons known only to them. So I would normally thank people for their services at this stage of the season and after all of their commitment, but unfortunately they are people that I frown upon, and it's a bit of a different start to a stream, but I'm going to roll with it anyway. So I hope they all realise what they have done, and for anybody that wants to know, then I suggest you maybe ask them privately. Other than that, we're going to be supporting everybody else other than those 7 drivers this evening. So yeah, best of luck to all of them. Joining me in the box is Panda, aka Will, and we will shortly be joined by Joe Burns. But welcome to you, Will, first of all. How are you, mate?
Not bad, not bad. I mean, I've been a bit, like you, pretty upset with the events beforehand, and some people just overstepped the line, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. I mean, at this stage of the season, I want Wee Man to come back, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, just some quality drivers, really.
Yeah, but no. Anyway, right. On to the serious business. So, penultimate round of the season. We could see promotions happen this evening. We could see heartbreak happen this evening. We could see many, many things happen this evening. So, as most of us are aware, we have what is now a 6-way fight for promotion, with only 2 races to go. So let me just get this right. So at the moment the standings are as follows. At the top of the championship we have Cress on 124 points. In second place, only 4 points behind, is Raver's Revenge. And then on 109 points is Chicken Guy. And then Matt Cors completes the current promotion sitters on 108 points. And then you've got Tim Tonnerre on 100 points. So he's 8 points off promotion, and then Tim 12 has made a late surge in the championship and is now on 90. So promotion's going to be tough for Tim 12, but with the pace that he has shown, he is more than capable of doing it, and he's set a very, very, very good banker lap so far for 120.2. So I'll come to you in just a second, Will, but I will just let you guys know what the permutations are for this evening. Good word.
Wow.
So if Cress outscores Tim Tonnerre by 2 points this evening, then he will be promoted. If Ravers outscores Tim Tonnerre by 6 points this evening, he will be promoted. And Matt Cors and Chicken Guy have got a bit more of a task. They could seal promotion with Tim Tonnerre either finishing outside the points or retiring, and Chicken Guy would need a P3 and Matt Cors would need a P2. So we could see all of the drivers promoted this evening, but we could also see none of them promoted. It very much depends on how this championship fares. But yeah, so Will, coming to you, mate. What's your thoughts? Do you reckon anybody's going to confirm themselves from promotion this evening?
I'm going to go with, since it's been so up and down the entire season, I'm just going to go with what I want to happen, and I'm going to go no, it's going to go down to the final race.
Could you imagine?
Be great.
Yeah, so Division 1's now finished, and the drivers that will be joining Division 2 next season will be FTRL Panini, Ollie P, Spurge and Philip Hogston, who has unfortunately left the league, so only 3 of them will be racing in Division 2 next season. So hopefully those guys are watching and they will see what is going to be the pace for next season. One thing we must mention is City Posh Blue is doing his first ever race on a wheel this evening, so best of luck to him. And so far Tim Tonnerre has set the pace with a 1:19.5, and newcomer CJ Payne with a 1:19.7, so very, very, very good early pace from our newest recruit to the division. Good to see Bendel back. Unfortunately missed the last couple of weeks, but really pleased to see him back on the grid. So Plex, it's saying he's supporting the current Division 1 commentator, so I would assume he would either mean Ravers or Simon, aka Blue Flag. City Posh Blue has been disqualified from the session for being the wrong way, which is a bit of a kick in the hoo-ha.
Yes, definitely.
Right, well, Pagani and Agent Panda's now getting involved in the chat. So, Agent Panda, I thought better of you, I must say. Goy Carp is driving around Ascari with no wing. I shouldn't laugh, but I skipped to Goy and just see him going for Ascari with absolutely no wing. So, always a good start. And we've now been joined by Joe Burns, our final commentator for the evening. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. How are we doing, guys?
Not too bad, mate, thank you. You've just missed all of the... I'm just watching Goy drive back to the pits with no wing. You've just missed all of the facts and what could happen this evening.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, basically, the top four could all get promoted this evening. Crest needs to outscore Tim Tonnerre by 2. Ravers needs to outscore him by 6. And Matt Cause and Chicken Guy need to get 2nd and 3rd respectively, with Tim Tonnerre not scoring any points this evening.
Well, Tim's going about it the right way at the minute with the provisional poll.
Yeah, he certainly is. So I'm just trying to see who is on a flying lap at the moment. I think Tim 12 might be on one. I think he might just be starting it. So, right, guys, as we're at this point of qualifying, who is your tip for pole position this evening? Do you think Tim Tonnerre is going to get it?
I'm going to go CJ Payne.
You're going to go CJ, right? Okay, Will, who are you going for?
Tim 12.
Okay, well, I think Tim Tonnerre is going to get it tonight. I think he's going to do a 1:19.2. What do you reckon the pole time will be?
What was it in Div 1, like in 19.3?
No, I think it was a 19.1 in Div 1.
Well, then I'll go with a 19.4. Why not?
Okay, guys in the stream, let us know who you think's going to get pole position and with what sort of time. Very interested to know. But Tim 12 currently on a flying lap. Well, Cress actually set his time on the soft tyre and he's in P5. Tim 12 is going to cross the line and he's going to put in a 1:20.3, so he's not improved.
Second lap was on the soft, so...
Yeah. Matt Cause, I think, is warming up to a lap. Either that or he's invalidated and trying to get his ERS back, but needs a good result tonight. I think at this point we're going to go on board with CJ Payne, as he's about to start a flying lap. So, talk to me about Monza, boys. What's your thoughts on the track itself in terms of overtaking possibilities, if you like, and other info?
Just Ascari. That was some
in
for
terms
me.
of overtaking, you've got like 3 straights. You've got a little straight before Ascari with the DRS, then you've got the huge straight after the Ascari, and then also the huge pit straight. So you're going to see a lot of slipstream, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also going around Curva Grande you might get the opportunity to overtake as well, depending on your exit out of turn 2.
It's definitely a possibility.
Well, Plexix has gone with Tim Tonnerre to get pole, Tim 12 second, Ravers third, with a pole time of a 1:19.250. Very precise. Button's in there saying that I'm going to get pole with a 39 seconds.
Fair play.
I can see that.
Pagani saying Ravers did a 19.8 in practice qualifying yesterday, so more to come from him.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing some practice with him earlier today, and he did a 19.5. So Paul's
Nice.
right; he's definitely got a bit more pace than what he's showing.
Well, CJ's going to put in a good lap here. 119.5. Oh, he's really close to Tim Tonnerre. Really, really close. Where is Cress? Cress has crossed the line and he's gone third with a 119.8. Bravers is back in the pits.
Yeah, Chicken Guy's improved to 5th, 20 dead.
Yeah, it's very, very close, isn't it, between the mid-pack? I think all of these guys fighting for promotion, I think the qualifying is so important for them tonight. Because if you're caught right in the middle of the group going into turn 1 on lap 1 of this circuit, I mean, anything can happen. We've seen that. All it takes is for one person to outbrake themselves, and that could cause problems for so many people. So hopefully it doesn't come down to that. But most of the guys qualifying on the Super Softs, prototype Steph has spun at turn 2, unfortunately for him. Most of the guys on Super Softs, and then there is just Willy Tick's preheated oven and Bendel on the soft tyre. So
Panda's about to set his lap. I'm going to call Paul.
I'm going to call Paul. It's coming around 123.6, so he qualifies Chaz. Goy Carp, still no time set. It's very, very close at the top. But yeah, CJ's shown some brilliant pace so far, hasn't he?
Championship favourite next season.
Oh, he's called it early. He's gone in very, very early. But yeah, right, we're just on board with Tim Tonnerre now, see if he can improve. Any parts of the circuit you find particularly tricky? Obviously Ascari jumps out to everyone, but anywhere else?
I think that second chicane,
Yeah.
that's quite tricky.
Because you can actually cut that, but if you get it wrong you get a warning. Or if you overcook it you can end up in the gravel on the exit, so it's really important to get that right. Tim Tonnerre's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him now. Oh, he's had a bit of a slide. Although he's going to be getting some slipstream.
Somebody's up to going.
Yeah, not having the best of times is Goy. But Tim Tonnerre come around the final corner now. It's not going to be an improvement.
We need improvements from Tim 12 and Matt Gores.
Yeah, we definitely do. Well, Tim 12 is on a lap at the moment. We're going to take an onboard view as he goes through Ascari. Half throttle. Takes that very nicely indeed. A little bit too much inside curb, but other than that, took it very, very nicely. It's so easy to get Ascari wrong. You can either overcook it, or even on the entry to the start of Ascari, if you take too much curb, you can end up flying off to the side. Oh, he's really revving that car. 116, 117, 119.6. So Tim 12 goes P3. Very good lap. So this is where the guys at the top of the championship, which we must say, the people that are 1, 2, 3 in the championship are currently 4, 5 and 6 in quali. So
they're not all split by about 6/10.
Yeah. It is extremely close. Not a bad time from Willy Ticks though. P10 on the softs, 120.6. But I imagine we're going to see people coming out now to put in their final laps of qualifying.
Yeah, it's a...
I was just adjusting my microphone settings. So Pagani's in with a very, very interesting statement. Personal opinion, Agent Panda is faster than Goy. Discuss. Who wants to take that?
I don't want to heat up the rivalry any more than it is.
Well, you say yes, he is. Discussion over. Well, the championship doesn't lie. He's 2 points ahead of Goy at the moment. It's all to play for. I'm hearing through the grapevine that these two might... Goy, I'm going to ignore that comment. I'm hearing through the grapevine that Goy and Agent Panda are going to be teaming up next season to form the dream team.
Cody's
Bendel-
comment is hilarious. Sorry.
Or, I mean, God, it might not be in FTRL for that much longer, to be honest.
No.
No.
Well, Chicken Guy is out. Cress is out. They're all on their way. The only person not to come out inside the top 6 is Tim 12, who is still currently in the pit, so he's cutting that fine. I don't think he's going to be able to sit another lap, personally.
There's only one thing certain about Panda and Goikart. Age of Panda's internet is definitely faster than Goikart's.
Controversy.
Well, we're just on board with Crest now. This is coming down to Parabolica. Chicken Guy not far behind. I believe that's Chicken Guy behind him. Yeah, Tim 12 has gone out on an outlap, but there's no way he's getting that done. Crest has gone pole, 1:19.5. Wow, the pressure is most definitely on. Chicken Guy doesn't improve. Now Raver's Revenge. What can he do?
About to start his lap, I think. Let's go.
He certainly is. So let's see what the Mercedes driver can do. Got over 20 people watching in the stream, so thank you all for joining. Bendel was retired from the session. Ravers takes turn 1 and 2 pretty nicely. Needs to bump his ERS up. He's only in high at the moment if he wants to maximise his speed.
Antonet's about to finish his lap as well. Day second.
Stays P2. Okay, so Crest is on provisional pole. Dutch is in the stream, so the Division 1 champion tuning in. Ravers is coming down towards Ascari.
Chicken Guy needs to move out of his way.
Also, CJ, what could he do? Matt Caw's retired. Matt Caw's going to be starting 9th.
Been invalidation that for Ravers. He did run wide.
Yeah, he did. I think he would have turned down his engine though if he had.
DJ Pitts is not going to set a time. I think he's happy with third.
Well, the minimum Ravers is going to be starting his P5, but he could be going quicker here. 1:19.9, so he stays where he is. P5 for Ravers, so that means Crest, the championship leader, is on pole. So he's really delivered when it matters. Tim Tonnerre second, CJ third, Tim 12 in P4, Rose Avenger and Chicken Guy on the third row, Blue Flag and Steph on the fourth, and then Matt Cawes and Bendel round off the top 10. Matt Cawes has got it all to do tonight. Willie Tix 11th, Preheated Oven 12th, Agent Panda 13th, Chaz in 14th, and Goikarp and City Posh, the two guys not to set time. So that rounds off the grid. So what are we thinking then, boys? Who's impressed you? Who's underperformed?
Matt Cawes.
Crest has actually really surprised me. I was not expecting a pole position from him, I'm not going to lie.
Well, exactly. It's very surprising. Buttons in the chat saying, not going to lie, Division 2 top lads are quite fast. They are indeed. It's got a lot more competitive. And I'm just going to get off that screen. I know I can't.
Oh dear.
Okay, so I'm just having a look.
Got 19 people in the stream currently.
We have indeed. It's good. Chicken Guy asked some stuff about setup. Also, Chicken Guy getting props from the Div 1 champion. So he expects something from him in the race. So we will have to wait and see. Obviously, we have got the beauty that is Will's warm-up formation lap incoming. But I'm going to put you boys on the spot before we've even started. Who's going to win? Who's going to be on the podium? Looks like it's a dry race. Joe, coming to you first, mate. Putting you on the spot.
I reckon Crest will do it. I reckon Crest will get the win. Simpson, I think, will stay second. I'm going to go Ravers third.
Ooh, okay. Will?
Tim Tonnerre first, Cress second, Ravers third.
Okay. Well, the guys are just preparing themselves for the start of the race, getting their setup sorted, sorting out the fuel, any final adjustments. And Will, if you want to take us through the formation lap, my friend.
Indeed. So as Aaron said, we could see quite a few drivers win promotion today. I believe they were Ravers, Cress and Chicken Guy. I believe they were the main three.
And Matt
So
Cause.
it should be very, very... Oh, Matt Cause. Wow. He's going to need a pretty decent start, though, starting down in 9th. He can be quite a fast starter, but it's Monza, so he might have to be a little bit more patient coming round turn 1 and 2. So it's a bit of a surprise poll, as Joe said, from Cress. He's generally been qualifying sort of 5th, 6th, 7th with City Posh, but City Posh, as Aaron said earlier, is on the wheel, so that's probably why he had a bit of a moment in quali earlier by seemingly driving the wrong way, but there we go. So, got Tim Tonnerre lining up in second. He's had a run of poor results, sometimes down to luck, sometimes just a mistake or two, but he's going to need possibly maybe a win to get him right back up there within the championship fight. Tim 12 has been closing up throughout the last half of the season. He's also moving for a shout if he gets a win. And I think Steph is probably a bit too far back from that, but he's also had a good end to the season, all things considered. Ravers P5, he was probably been, along with Marcus, one of the most consistent guys this season. He's always been there or thereabouts, so he's going to look to save. Again, we've got CJ Payne as well. He's started last week in Canada, impressed everyone, taking a 2-stop to the podium, so not going to see that today. It's a very, very easy 1-stop, but definitely look out for him in the race. He was a good racer, and he was battling well with Blue Flag, one of the hardest defensive drivers around, so him, Tim Tonnerre and Cress going into turn 1 could be pretty interesting to say the least, and they're just going to start lining up for the start of the race.
Okay, fantastic stuff, thank you, mate. Right, well, we've got Dutch and Pagani and Plexis given their predictions. So Pagani's gone for CJ to win, which I also agree with. He's gone for Simon to finish second and Steph third. So I think he's expecting a little bit of chaos. Dutch is saying Cress win, Chicken second, Matt Cause third, and Plexis is saying CJ win, Tim Tonnerre second, Ravers third. But we are getting ready for lights out in Monza. Wonder who's feeling the pressure. As we see, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go in Monza. Looks like CJ's had a fantastic start. Cress has pulled away nicely. Tim Tonnerre's not had the best. There's a Red Bull flying around in the background, putting a lot of people under pressure. Are we going to see any carnage going into turn 1? A little bit of a lock up there. Awesome. Yeah, saw a little bit of wing damage. Yeah, Blue Flag's lost some wing. But thankfully, we haven't seen anybody.
Not entirely sure what City Posh is doing. I mean, okay, he's on the wheel, but he must have just let everybody go.
Yeah, he may well have done. Well, Ravers has jumped Tim 12, and Tim 12 is now locking wheels with Blue Flag, and Tim 12 is round, and there's more wings flying everywhere, so that's put him pretty much out of the race as it currently stands, but for a safety car. But the top 4 have certainly pulled a gap already, nearly 2 seconds back to Chicken Guy. CJ's got past Tim Tonnerre at the start, and he looks very racy indeed. Interesting start. Let's have a look at the position changes, what's happened. So not too much. Steph's gone up a couple, Chaz has gone up a couple, Goy's gone up 1, overtaken Bendel, but we're probably going to see Blue Flag and Tim 12 dive into the pits very, very soon.
Got a car. Agent Panda. Goy takes a dive at Agent Panda. Agent Panda's offer on Parabolica.
Oh, Goy's hungry.
He's dropped back a bit now.
Has just been put into the contract.
Oh,
Matt Cause.
Matt Cause struggling at the start of this race. The 2 Williams going side by side, preheated other than Tim 12. Tim 12 with a really horrific start, down 6 positions. Prototype Steph's gone. That is him
Not
out
sure
of the
what
race.
Second
Not too
chicane.
sure what was going on there, but we've got no virtual safety car or safety car, so predictable from Codemasters. And meanwhile, you've got Blue Flag and Willy Tix really going hammer and song at the moment. Chicken
That's
Guy,
a lot of cars.
yeah, Chicken Guy driving his own race. Just going to get on board with Matt Cause and see this unfold between Willy Tix and Blue Flag. He's definitely going to go for it into Ascari. No, he backs out. Oh, Matt Cause. Oh, I think he got a touch from Tim 12, but he hit the wall. I don't think he lost any wing though, but he's not had a good start. But
He'll be
CJ,
fuming in that car.
yeah, he will. He just needs to keep his head. Willy Tix and Blue Flag. Really, really close. Willy Tix starting on the soft tyre as well, so the only driver on the grid at the moment on the softs. He's in the slip.
Dutch reckons if he can get a good first stint, he's going to be very, very quick on those next tyres and have a good race.
Oh, Willy Tix has broken very late. Blue Flag leaving it in there, but gets the move done. Good move from Willy Tix.
Very nice move.
Tim 12 had to cut the first corner and has lost out to his teammate.
Oh, Tim Tonnerre's gone sideways for the second chicane. And that's opened the door for Ravers, but Ravers went onto the gravel and lost any ground he might have made.
Seems like CJ and Crest are just pulling each other around at the minute.
Yeah. Well, CJ has DRS. Doesn't need to go for this now. No, he doesn't. Chaz, we've lost Chaz from P11. CJ, I imagine he's going to get the move done here. Up the start, finish straight. Well, I'm not so sure what will be going through Ravers' head at the moment. The fact that Cress is winning or the fact that Tim Tonnerre's ahead of him. I'm not too sure whether
Probably
these
a
guys...
combination of both.
Yeah, well, this is definitely going to be a move from CJ here, I think. Yeah, he's going to absolutely fly past Cress going into turn one. But Ravers is dropped quite off Tim Tonnerre, so I'm not too sure what's happened to him. But CJ takes the lead. Just looking at Ravers' car, I don't think I can see any damage, but he's certainly falling back. But meanwhile, there's... Oh, Blue Flag's had a wobble coming out of turn two. The preheated oven has gone through. Now Blue Flag and Tim 12 going side by side through Curva Grande. Oh, Blue Flag outbreaks himself massively.
Cress has got back ahead of CJ.
CJ must have had a wobble. Blue Flag's lost out massively. Well, interesting start to the race. Lost a couple of drivers. Matt Cause is out to pit, so he's all the way down in P13, so a bit of a nightmare start for him. CJ's nearly lost it out of Ascari. But
Tim Tonnerre's closing up.
yeah, CJ does look fast. Well, Ravens needs to try and get in DRS range as soon as possible. We've got a yellow in sector 3. I'm not too sure who that is. I think that is Tim 12, yeah. He's not having a good start. Tim 12 needed to pretty much win this race tonight to be in a shout of promotion. Anything less than that, he's...
Tim Tonnerre follows CJ. Cress has to take evasive action, gets a time penalty for it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we're going to see that in the steward's office later. Chicken Guy going well at the moment. He's 2.5 seconds back from this battle, 2 seconds, but nevertheless, with these guys all scrapping, that's going to allow him to catch up 100%. But Ravers is now in DRS range.
Goy is in the points.
Yeah, Goykart currently in the points. Agent Panda just behind him. What a battle.
That means Goy has got past Agent Panda on track. That is an overtake for Goykart.
Oh, City Posh is round out of Ascari. Yeah, not having the best of times, but much like we thought. Practicing with a wheel. Pagani's button saying Goy making positions left, right and centre. Raver seems to be losing a lot of time through sector 2 because he's now back to 1.5 seconds. And he would have had DRS as well, so and Chicken Guy is catching him slowly but surely.
I don't know if it's hesitant
Oh,
or...
Tim
Tonnerre's
Tonnerre!
gone wide.
Oh, that was close. But Ravers is going to take him now. But Tim Tonnerre will have DRS.
Here comes Cress.
Okay, going to go side by side. It can be done. We've gone 3 wide through there. But they're not taking any risks. Wow, interestingly, Tim Tonnerre had a wobble. I think the pressure's getting to these guys a little bit now, but the top 2 seem to be running away with this. We know Cress has got a 3-second time penalty, and at Monza that can be quite crucial, with it being a shorter circuit.
Marcus, sorry, I mean you probably won't know this Marcus, chicken guy, is very close to Tim Tonnerre now. He's been closing up.
Taken on board with the Sauber driver. DRS is open. Tim Tonnerre, I don't think he had DRS on Ravers, but again Ravers is losing time at the first and second Lesmo. Yeah, look, Tim Tonnerre's caught up Ravers now. He's only 3 tenths behind. Pagani saying it's going to be one hell of a stint to make the mediums last from Simon, but I think he's going to give it a go.
He's got nothing to lose at this point.
No, he definitely hasn't. When do you reckon we're going to see these guys pit? I reckon maybe around lap 8, lap 9.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember what we did.
Ravers and Tim Tonnerre. Tim Tonnerre's going to be ahead going into the corner. Ravers brakes slightly later. Has to cut the corner a little bit. Gets it done.
Yeah, good defensive driving there.
Yeah, well, as it's quieting down, I'm just going to double check the penalties and see who's got warnings, who hasn't. So CJ has 2 warnings, Cress has a penalty and 2 warnings, Ravers has 2 warnings, Tim Tonnerre's got 2 warnings, and Chicken Guy's got 1. So more than likely these guys are all going to get penalties at some stage in this race. Chicken Guy is normally very, very good with tyres and with time penalties, so... Oh, Joe's left the session.
Bit of internet problems, I assume it.
Yeah, I think it's happened to him a couple of times, but Ravers is now closed up to the back of Cress, so and CJ's pulled away.
He's lost it a bit for Ascari there. That's where he's having trouble at the minute.
Yeah, so, well, apologies to the rest of the field, but I think at the moment, this, especially with the championship the way that it is, I think keeping an eye on the top 5 for most of this race is going to be pretty crucial.
And Goy and Panda, of course.
Oh, of course. Goes without saying.
He's extended that lead.
And now he's got a 3
seconds ahead.
He's now got a 3-second time penalty.
He's pushing, that's why.
Certainly is. Tim Tonnerre on the back of Ravers, but Ravers had DRS. Looks like he's got a good straight line speed. Wow, this is really unfolding now. The thing is, they've got 7.5. Well, they've got 7 seconds. Willie Tix has cut the corner, so he's got a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, 7.5 seconds to the guys behind, and these guys are fighting as well. So what is the championship order of points, and what do people need to win the championship? I think I don't really think it can be won tonight unless basically Cress or Ravers win the race and everyone else around them retires. Other than that, Cress needs to outscore Tim Tonnerre by 2 points to be promoted. Ravers needs to outscore him by 6 points to be promoted, and they both just got penalties, Ravers and Tim. Oh, Tim right on the back of Ravers now. Chicken Guy can go up if Tim Tonnerre doesn't score and he comes 3rd. And Matt Cause, it doesn't look like it's going to happen for him tonight.
We're on the outside of Parabolica.
Brave move. He's run wide again. Ravers dives into the pit, so the first of the front runners, and that is a very sensible move from Ravers Revenge in my opinion.
Yep, not going to gain much time by battling Tim Tonnerre.
No, but the thing is, obviously if he's going to go into the mediums now, which he does, CJ gets himself a penalty, Cress gets the move done to retake the lead. But Ravers is going to be on cold tyres, and they're not particularly fun around Monza at the first few laps. But on the other hand, he should still be able to get an undercut. No, last race of the season is next week when we hit France, mate. Cress runs onto the gravel, but this is a brilliant battle for the race lead. Other than that,
Chicken Guy's just been sitting a bit off these guys.
Yeah, sensible though. Just doing what he needs to do. Just staying within range. He's very, very good at doing that, his chicken guy. Manages his pace very well indeed. Ravers comes out in a bit of clean air. He's got 3.5 seconds to Bendel and he's got Goykart behind him. Cress has just got his second time penalty of the evening, so he's now on 6 seconds. Tim Tonnerre going to put CJ under some pressure here. How many points does Goy need for his inevitable promotion? Quite a few.
About 140 or something.
Yeah. Okay, so the rest of these guys all dive into the pits.
Someone's going to get held here.
Yeah, someone is going to get held. Right, Raver's Revenge. Like I said, he's in clean air. Where is he going to come out? Willie Tix has taken the lead of the Grand Prix. The Ravers needs to bump his engine up and do it fast.
Marker, Chicken Guy, stop calling that. Chicken Guy has jumped CJ and Tim Tonnerre into net.
Oh, Ravers,
second.
Tim Tonnerre, is he going to get past CJ as well? Yes, he is. So Chicken Guy gets himself up to second. And Ravers has jumped CJ and Tim. But he's going to be on more grippy tyres at this stage. And he's really close up to the back of Chicken Guy.
Goy pits for the undercut on Panda.
Oh, where Ravers really putting Chicken Guy under pressure here.
Them cold tyres Chicken Guy's got is definitely hurting him.
Yeah, Cress is in a good position because he's getting DRS from Bendel. But Ravers, we could, and I think we will see a move. Yes, we will. Going into Ascari. Ravers gets that done. Chicken Guy gets a much better exit. But Chicken Guy has 98% battery. Yeah. Pretty oven. 5 second stop go. Speeding in the pit lane. Pits from second. We have a yellow in sector 3. I'm not too sure who that is.
City Posh.
At the moment, everyone looks like they're going to hold position. But CJ really closing up to the back of Chicken Guy. Is he going to take a look? No, it backs out of that sensibly.
Age of Panda, 5 second stop go.
Well, most of the field now are on medium tyres. Matt Cause is in 11th on the Super Softs. He's not having the best of times, is Matt Cause. No. Bendel now putting him under some pressure as well. Matt Cause still needs to get just some form of points tonight. It's really, really important for him. Ravers is close to Cress. CJ close to Chicken Guy. Very close, in fact. I'm going to go on board with Ravers, I think, going around Parabolica, because he could potentially take what would be the net race lead here. Yeah, puts the car into overtake. Crest has got a lot of battery at the moment. Tim 12's gone. Virtual safety car.
Virtual safety car. It's happened.
It's time for these guys to preserve some fuel and some energy.
We've just had 2 retirements at the exact same time from cars that were very, very close to each other. Pre-11 and Tim 12. So.
And their teammates as well. Oh, interesting. So, well, at the moment, with City Posh over a lap behind, that puts Goykarp in P10. And that could mean points, but we've got DRS. All Ravers has had a really poor run with the virtual safety car there, because Chicken Guy's right on the back of him now. I'll tell you what, Willie Tix could play a part in this race. 15 seconds clear at the moment.
It's going to P9. He has got a very fast approach to Matt Cause, though.
Ravers has had a slide coming out with Ascari, and Chicken Guy's got him, and CJ's going to put him under pressure now as well. God, they keep chopping and changing positions here. Brilliant race from these 5, must be said.
It really is.
Funny Matt Cause was in this little party as well. All Ravers having a look back at Chicken Guy. CJ having a look at both of them. CJ's going to pull out, but Ravers is going to go for it, which he does. He's going to take a look around the outside. What a move!
Lovely move.
Brilliant move. Look how close they are.
It's allowing Crest to get away a bit.
It is. Fantastic racing this. If anybody ever said to me, oh look at 3 of them all get a time penalty in a row, Ravers, CJ and Tim.
Ooh, Tim got very close to CJ there, but just about held it.
Yeah, anybody that says Division 2 is not exciting does not know what they are talking about.
I mean, that rivalry between Goy Carp and Agent Panda has just been brilliant all season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Matt Cause is on soft, so I imagine he's going to go to the end, but he's got quite a job to do at this stage. But we can't really take our eyes off this battle. It's the closest battle on track, or battles on track. Right, CJ might get Chicken Guy here, because he's very close indeed.
Good straight line speed off Ravers, Chicken Guy.
Yeah. CJ taking a look. Identical move to what Ravers did. Oh, there's contact. Minimal, but still contact.
Tim's on air. This could get messy.
It could. If they stay as they are, Cress and Ravers will be promoted this evening.
Aye.
Tim Tonnerre is taking advantage of CJ's move on Chicken Guy. Up into P3.
So Chicken Guy's gone down from, what was he, 3rd down to 5th in a matter of 1 corner.
Yep. And Ravers is closing in on Cress.
He is. Dutch Sam, what did I miss? Other than this brilliant battle for the lead, not too much. Goy Carp is half a second away from Matt Cause.
I think he's just been overtaken.
Oh. That ruined that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pagani said, I'm hoping I can jump in and join the Goy and Agent Panda battle next season. Well, only time will tell.
It's a fierce one.
It certainly is. Ravers Revenge stalking his prey. Crest with no DRS. Ravers flying up towards turn 1. Are we going to see a move? Yes, we are. Ravers very respectful, gives Crest plenty of room. But Ravers kisses the curb on the outside.
Crest is still there.
Look at this, side by side for Curva Grande. But I think Crest will probably just tuck up behind Ravers now. I can't imagine he's going to make that too wide through there. No, he's not. Very sensible. Don't really feel like anyone else can have any airtime at the minute, considering how close this is and how far they all are apart.
Willie Tix didn't make those softs
Tim Tonnerre
last long enough for a super soft move.
Oh, that was very close. Tim Tonnerre out the second. Lesmo went far too wide, took the gravel with him and nearly went head first into the barrier, but managed to save it. But they've dropped out of DRS range, him and Chicken Guy now with CJ.
So as it stands for the Drivers' Championship standings, Goy Carp will finish on 3 points and Agent Panda will finish on 4. So
With one race to go.
one race, it's heating up.
It certainly is. What a battle this
and
is.
2 people might get promoted as well.
Yeah, and that, yeah. Well, Ravers is going to be a bit of a sitting duck here. He could be open to 2 moves because Cress is certainly going to go for it. And he gets that done already. Is CJ going to take a look? No, Ravers' straight line speed is very, very good.
Tim Tonnerre's past Chicken Guy.
Yeah, they were exchanging positions a minute ago. Well, Willie Tix has come out on the mediums and he's only 7.5 seconds behind. So about the same sort of distance.
Side by side, Ravers, Cress, and Chicken Guy, Tintonet.
All Ravers. Oh, that was close. Oh, that was close.
Chicken Guy got past Mark Tintonet again through Curva Grande.
Wow, this is...
Top 5 is just ridiculously close.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. CJ right on the back of Cress.
Tintonet is past Chicken Guy. Going into Ascari.
I don't think Chicken Guy's got a penalty yet, or he might have one.
Possibly one.
I feel like I've seen him get one. Well, Ravers is going to be open to a move from Crest, depending on his exit. He's got next to no battery either, so he really needs to start preserving that soon. At the point of the track where it's not really easy to overtake, he's going to hold this, you know, is he?
No.
Oh, here we go. No, Crest gets ahead. Right, Ravers. If I was Ravers in this situation, I'd pop my car down to low ERS mode, try and preserve some battery once they get into this second chicane, because he really needs to start saving it. Crest has got 71%. CJ's got 40%. Yeah. Ravers has got next to none. Yeah, he's down into low. He needs to hold this now to stay on DRS range. Tim Tanera and Chicken Guy falling back nearly 2 seconds behind. Ravers needs to stop using ERS in the les mode. Yep, I agree. But yeah, Ravers only gets himself up to about 25% and then he's got next to none, but oh, he's getting close to Cress. Ten laps to go in this race.
Ravers is always very, very hesitant for Ascari. He's going to set himself up going through the parabolica there.
CJ's dropped up a little bit, so Ravers has run a little bit wide. Took a little bit of curb, but I still think he's going to get this done and exchange back the positions. And I think this could be the fashion until the end of the race. Ravers deploying no ERS and he's just going to sit behind Cress. Interesting tactic. Maybe he's
probably trying to build it up for a lap and then get him on the next one.
Yeah. Not the worst idea in the world. Chicken Guy's fallen back a little bit. Yeah, Dutch saying it's a mind game in Monza. It definitely is. Yeah, Ravers saving some battery up now. 45%. Cress is on.
Going around on none.
Yeah, Cress is on 71. CJ's on 90. So maybe that's why we see him drop back a little bit. Thing is, unless you're really, really close going down that straight, there's not really much point in bumping it up because you're not really going to get much out of it.
Oh, Ascari.
Oh. CJ's got him.
Yeah, he's been having trouble with Ascari all day, it's Ravers.
Well, they've still got 9 laps to go. And at the moment, it's anyone's game. It certainly can. Well, we know that CJ Ravers and, well, the top 4 as it stands have all got 6 seconds, I believe. City Posh has retired, unfortunately for him. This could really just come down to penalties.
Can I just say, Guy and Agent Panda fighting for points at this point?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Good on them, is what I say.
Good on him.
Just can't get your eyes off this battle. I feel really, really bad that nobody else has had any airtime, but they're all like 14, 15 seconds apart. So it's, and you really can't take your eyes off this. That's saying using your ERS in the right place can be the winning move. That can be indeed. Very, very good point. Well,
Ravers has been building up his ERS though. Up to about 60% now.
Ravers also has his fuel light on as well, so he's playing with fire a little bit. Although his car will be a bit lighter.
Yeah, Ravers is dropping back a lot through Ascari.
Yeah, he's just. I think he's just coasting through that. It's a really, really difficult corner. Tim Tonnerre's joining the party, but is he close enough to have DRS? Because that could bring him back into this, but then again, he's.
Here comes CJ.
Yep, CJ and Crest going side by side into turn 1. But CJ just gets himself ahead. Ravers. Whoa, big dive. I think he outbroke himself there, but he's just got himself another time penalty. It's his third one of the evening. And at the moment, I think that would put him down to what, P5?
Possibly.
City Posh saying gutted, thought I had alright pace, but my racecraft is not quite there yet. Yeah, very, very unlucky, mate. But it will come in time. Get that ready for next season, and wish you all the best, mate. Yeah, Ravers on 3 time penalties. I'm just, whilst they're not really doing much, I'm going to check the penalties again. Okay, CJ has 2 penalties, and he's on his final warning for his third.
No, it's his third. Oh, they all get penalties, apart from Crest.
Right, so Ravers has got 4 penalties. Crest has got 2. CJ's got 3. Tim Tonnerre's got 3. And Chicken Guy does not have 1.
Well, he's in net P1 then.
Yep, Tim Tonnerre's just got another one. Chicken Guy is odd. He's odds on here to get his first ever win.
Tim Tonnerre's going to look at Ravers here. Ravers breaks very late. Gets around the outside. Tim Tonnerre
he's dropping back.
P3.
He's dropping back, but I don't think that's going to be the last move we see from these guys.
Yeah, we've got a 4-way fight for P1 here.
What I love about this is it's setting up a final race.
Oh god, yeah.
A fight for the championship.
Ravers struggling a little bit now.
Yeah, it's got the oldest tyres, but only by 1 lap.
Yeah, Chicken Guy 2.5 seconds back, but at the moment he's still firmly inside the window that he needs to win this. Who's gone off there? Why have I just seen...
It's Agent Panda.
Oh, right.
Oh god. He came on the track there in front of Chicken Guy going through a Scary.
Did he hit him?
No, it's okay. Chicken Guy shows his frustration
about it weaving on the straight.
Yeah, that was very close. He got through in the end though, cost him about 7 or 8 attempts.
Yeah, he really needs to put in the shift now, because he's going to be dangerously close to the bracket of not winning this. But at the moment, CJ in net lead. Dutch saying Chicken Guy playing it smart. He is indeed. 5 laps to go. This is essentially a 5-lap race between these guys.
Just on some very old tyres.
Oh, Tim Tonnerre, he keeps wobbling coming out of some corners, and it's concerning me. It's this second Lesmo here that he seems to struggle with the most. Yellow in sector 2.
Agent Panda.
Right, Willy Tix is only 4.4 seconds behind Chicken Guy now. Just going to check how he's doing for penalties, because you never know. He has 1 penalty and is on his final warning.
Overall, Cress and CJ have looked a little bit more stable throughout this race. Ravers through Scary and Tim Tonnerre through the second Lesmo.
How many penalties does CJ have? 2.
I believe it's 3.
3.
Ravers closing back up to Tim Tonnerre now. The difference between this is, if Ravers gets past Tim Tonnerre, and then he gets past Cress or gets himself up to second, Ravers will be promoted. As it currently stands, Cress will be promoted if he finishes second, and Tim Tonnerre stays third, because he only needs to outscore him by 2 points. That's how close this is. So the matter of...
So he's going to reshuffle this whole pack.
Yeah. The 6.5 temps between Cress and Tim Tonnerre is the difference between staying in the division and promotion at the moment. And I've still got one race to go, but even so, he could get this all wrapped up.
I believe Ravens does have more penalties though, so let's see what happens.
Yeah. Well, Tim Tonnerre is close to Cress now.
Yeah, he's lost DRS as Cress, just coming out of Parabolica there.
Well,
No,
Ravers
he's just held it.
What's the gap to the leader? 7 seconds is the gap for Chicken Guy at the moment.
Oh, Tim Tonnerre's lost it nearly.
Here comes
Chicken
Ravers.
Guy might have damage, you know, from Panda, because he's falling back quite rapidly. He only needs to be another 2 seconds, and then he won't get
He didn't make contact. It was close, but he didn't make contact.
Yeah, well, Cress has only got 6 seconds of penalties. Chicken Guy 7 seconds behind now. The leader, sorry. He needs to close up a couple of temps. That's all he needs to do at the moment. If he wants to win this. So it's going to be very, very close indeed. But with those guys having DRS, he's giving himself a lot to do. He needs to turn that car up and do it quick.
Certainly does.
Ravers is going to have a look at Tim here. I think he's got very, very good straight line speed.
Yeah, that Mercedes is flying.
Oh, a little bit of argy-bargy. But you can't blame them at this stage of the race. I'm struggling to even realise who's going to win this.
8 seconds now, Chicken Guy to the leader.
Yeah, it's not so much that though. CJ's got 9 seconds, Cress has only got 6. I'm looking at the gap between him and Cress, and at the moment he needs to find about 3 or 4 temps. Ravers and Tim very close. Both got similar amount of battery as well. Ravers with 1 more time penalty than Tim. Well, Tim's out of DRS range now, so Ravers should get this done on the start-finish straight.
Cress, half attempts to CJ as well.
Ravers is going to take a look at Tim. Oh, Tim leaves it in there. Good defending, quite aggressive, but good defending. What a battle. We've got about a lap and a half to go before we see who is going to win this race. I think it's going to be Cress.
On penalties, yeah, unless
Yeah.
he kicks another one.
I think we should just take the time though to say what a race from CJ. I know he's leading the race, but I mean he's immediately come in and he's got himself a podium. It looks like it's going to be 2 in a row. So fantastic drive from him.
Well, Joe said he's going to win the title next year, so
Yeah, it's called it early.
I mean, I said favourite. I never said he would, in my defence.
I feel like they're very similar things favourite and going to win.
Fair enough.
Rovers closing up to the back of Tim. Well, final lap of the race. Lap 27 from what's been a thrilling race in Monza. Chicken Guy looks to be out the equation now unless Crest picks up a penalty on the final lap. And we've got an almighty scrap now for first and second and third and fourth. Ravers gets another penalty.
Ravers another one.
He should still be alright to Chicken Guy, but that makes
Ravers,
taking Tim to there pretty pointless.
Ravers, I think, is going to drop down to P6.
Ooh. Although Willie Tix did just get a penalty.
But then again, on the other end, Tim's only going to get what? Well, if he drops down to sixth, he's going to lose 7 points to Tim Tonnerre. If he goes to P5, he's only going to lose out on 5 points. So it's still massively in his favour at the moment in terms of promotion. But coming around the final corner, props to this man, CJ Payne's going to come around and take his first ever win in his second race in FTRL. Crest is going to cross the line and take the win, I believe, which he does. Tim Tonnerre second, Ravers Revenge. Tim Tonnerre third, Ravers Revenge fourth, and Chicken Guy, where's he going to end up? Second. There we go. So Ravers finishes, and look at that, Willie Tix. If he didn't get that penalty in the final lap, he would have jumped Ravers as well. What a race!
Wow.
We're going to see Blue Flag get a little bit of airtime now as he comes around the final corner.
So, you know that, Crest is up.
Crest is promoted, yeah. Very good point indeed. Bendel is going to come home in P8. Matt Cause massively lost out tonight. Matt Cause coming round. He crosses the line, and Goykarp in the points if he can just keep it around Parabolica. All eyes on Goykarp. Are we going to see any weaving from Goy? We are. He's he's happy about his point, and Goykarp crosses the line to complete what has been a fantastic Italian Grand Prix.
Yeah, he smashed Agent Panda by nearly a minute and a half there to Goykarp, so showing dominance.
He did. What a fantastic race. But anyway, this man, top of the podium. That's I think that's pretty much all but secure the championship for him as well. I know obviously there's still some I'm going to use that word again, permutations.
Lost some of its impact the second time.
Yeah, I know, but even so. But there we go. So Chicken Guy didn't get a penalty for that whole race, and neither did Matt Cause. Ravers unfortunately picks up 15 seconds worth. And yeah, that puts an end to the race. We had retirements, unfortunately. We had Agent Panda, unfortunately, finishing in 11th place. Misses out the points, but we had retirements from City Posh, Preheated Oven, Tim 12, Chaz, and Prototype Steph early in the race. So we'll just get these guys in for a podium interview now, and we will be away. So I've just suggested the guys to the party. Hopefully Quest can join us.
Just done some quick maths
Yep.
Quick maps.
on my calculator. I'll say it in a sec.
Cool. We'll just wait for... There we go. All three of the guys are in. So, I suppose we better get started on this then. So I'll come to you first of all, Chris. First of all, congratulations to all three of you on your podium. And I'll come to you, Chris. So, mate, brilliant job. Picked up a win. How difficult was that race for you?
Yeah, it was pretty difficult. Had a good qualifying, but then because of the straight, everyone was just kind of overtaking each other. Then I just managed to stay behind CJ till the end, and he had enough penalties to help me win.
Yeah, it was an absolutely amazing battle. Well, doing the maths, mate, that has promoted you to Division 1. So you are the first confirmed driver to be up for next season. So massive congrats. How are you feeling about that? Are you relieved now it's done, or are you still wanting to win the title? What's your thoughts?
I just wanted to get promoted, not really too bothered about the title. So yeah.
Well done. How do you think you're going to shape up in Div 1 next season? Obviously, it's quite a big jump. With all respect in the world, it's going to be tough.
Probably start a bit slow and hopefully get a bit better.
Yeah.
Some points.
Nice. Well, from your perspective, how mentally draining was that race? Because obviously the five of you were pretty much fighting until the end. And was it quite mentally draining for you, or was it not too bad?
It was a bit, because we were always battling most of the time, so yeah.
Nice. Well, nevertheless, mate, congrats, and we'll look forward to seeing you in Div 1 next season.
Cheers.
Boys, one of you want to have a chat with CJ? No, Chicken Guy, sorry.
Yeah, sure. So, Chicken Guy, you one of the only drivers along with Matt caused not to get a penalty. It looked sort of 20 laps in there that you might sneak a win out of this one from the penalties, but you just seemed to drop off a little bit towards the latter end. Was there anything behind that?
Well, first of all, just like to thank Dutch Tricks. Sent me a little message today asking for a few setup tips, and obviously paid off. Secondly, it was a Turkish one too, just like to point that out for Aaron. But so penalties, I didn't really see that as like a big thing around here for some reason. Like in the practice, I just thought, like, I don't know, my setup seemed to take curbs quite well, but like I just didn't abuse the track, I guess. But yeah, obviously getting no penalties has just helped me out so much there.
It certainly did. So we saw a pretty scary moment sort of towards the latter half of the race there when Agent Panda came back on the track coming out of Ascari, and you had to pretty quickly put on the brakes. Was that a bit scary?
Oh, that was so scary. Yeah. I could see on the minimap there was like a slow car, and then the front train went like, I'm guessing he went into gravel to like take avoiding action. Then I saw, when I was like going around the right hander of Ascari, I saw him coming. I was like, please don't pull out. And then obviously, I mean, I'm guessing he panicked a bit or something. So then my intention was to go down his left-hand side, but his intention was to hug the left-hand side of the track. So yeah, I just nailed the curve, slammed on the brakes, and luckily we got away with it. But yeah, it's definitely like a tense moment.
Yeah, it was a pretty close call. So that pretty good result there puts you in pretty strong position for getting promoted to next season. Do you think that's possible now, or do you think you can mount a title challenge?
I don't know what the numbers are, but I'm guessing I'm still a fair way off the championship, so I think that could be out of reach. But I'm definitely looking strong for the promotion spots, that's what my main aim is really. So I'm quite happy with it all.
Nice. Well, congrats on P2.
Thank you very much.
Right, well, I guess it's my turn. I mean, I don't quite know what to say, to be honest. CJ, you look like you've been in this league all season, to be honest. You've come in and sort of just kicked straight on. I mean, how was that race for you? I know you crossed the line in first, but sort of dropped down. I mean, how was it?
Oh. CJ, you there, mate? Hello? I'll message him. I don't know if he's got his mic.
Well, while that's going on, I mean, I've got the updated championship here from the best of my knowledge, anyway. So Cress is currently top by 12 points, with Ravers in second. Chicken Guy, you are third, 127, 15 points behind Cress. Tim Tenair has now moved up to fourth, and Matt Cause has dropped down to fifth.
Well, certainly got exciting, hasn't it?
All over the place.
Is indeed. I don't know where if we're going to hear from CJ.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Does anyone think they can do a really good impression?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No.
I'll just give him a minute to respond, see if he does. But nevertheless, I'm sure he's going to be very happy with it. I would have loved to have heard from him. But yeah. So anyway, we might as well wrap this up now if we can't hear from CJ, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so Cress is the first of the promoted drivers, and now it is even more all to play for going into the final race of the season. A championship could be won. Well, the championship will be won, but who by is the question. Cress is certainly the favourite. And yeah, it is all to play for these final spots. CJ, are you there now, mate?
I think he's in game chat, not party chat.
How's he managed that?
He's in party chat now.
Yeah, I think he's having a few problems.
CJ, can you hear us, mate? No, unfortunately he's not here. So, yeah, I think it comes from all of us to say that the championship finale next week is going to be in France, and same time next week, and you do not want to miss it. It is the final race of the FTRL season, and then we've got a few more announcements to come about the new season. So, well done to the podium sitters tonight, especially you, Cress, by getting yourself promoted, and we will see you boys all next week for the finale.